Hi Connor, here we are again. Today we're going to just put some rails around the edge here very quickly, same method as we did last time with these rails. I thought it was interesting, when I finished the last one I thought to myself, well, that was a very complex way to make rails, and what we're really just looking at here is cylinders. But I am just trying to show you different ways to model particular things so that you've got lots of options, because sometimes that's a really easy way to do it. And with regards to this one here, I think we'll just go with the cylinder because it's a nice quick way of doing it, I suppose. It's not going to hurt if it's not looking too perfect because it's right back here, and it'll be nice and quick. So first thing we want to do, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with my cylinder idea. Is just this little rail around this side here. Should take us about 3 minutes, I reckon. And then I think we'll go and grab these bars here. We'll go to our cap on the other layer and we'll use a piece that we've already modelled to put those in. And then we'll just put some bars across here and have a look at this one here, which is the big, if I get my pen, sorry, swinging my mouse around. This one here we're talking about, and that's just going to be a box, and it looks like railroad tracks or something going in there. So we'll do this rail, we'll do those bars, and we'll do those ones nice and quick, I think. And then we'll have a look at perhaps texturing a little bit, putting some colour to some stuff, and that's going to be a good challenge for us, I think, in the next one. So first thing we want to do is we want to put a cylinder in here. So let's locate our cursor close to where we're working. If I click on that face and I go Shift S, cursor to selected, I've got my cursor more or less there, and maybe I should have gone on the edge because it's sitting over here, but we can move it later. Our rail is going to be a cylinder, so we will add a cylinder. We're in edit mode, so we'll go cylinder. Where's our cylinder? There she is. And you can see it's already mirrored, but that's good. Now we don't want too many faces. We don't want to click anywhere. Let's go to 8 faces on this markers one over here. 8 faces. Radius 1 meter. No, we'll leave that. We'll scale it manually. Everything else looks in order. So we will scale. Let's scale first. Let's switch to scale here. See, now it's changed, and it still adds cylinder up there. Isn't that interesting? I think when I scale it, that'll disappear. It's gonna go. We go right in there. S to scale, mate. Sorry, S to scale. I didn't even have to press on those things. I could have just gone S to scale without selecting them. There's it gone. Let's move it out. I also have to stop saying I'm becoming aware of what I say all the time. At the moment I'm rambling. I'm rotating at 90 degrees, so let's hold down Control and look down in the top bottom left hand corner. There's 90 right there. Remember, I'm looking down here when I'm rotating it around. I can come back and just hold down Control to lock to those major increments. Where am I? Around about there. I want it at 0 at the moment because I already did it. Oh, wait on, that's 5. There we go. There's my 90-degree turn. That was going back. Shouldn't have done that. Let's S to scale it in. See, I'm staying on rotate. I'm just going to scale it in a little bit more. S to scale. Can change to the scale bar, but that way I get all the axes, everything's scaling. It's not getting all squished up just one way or the other. And now let's extend out this side. Let's just move this side. We don't need to extrude because we don't need extra faces. The whole length is going to be one face. And zoom in on the other side. I want to get in nice and close, so I'm going to select that little face there and press the decimal point on my number pad. Takes me in nice and close. Now I'll come back a bit and we'll move it all the way down here. Look, I can't see where I'm going. I'm going to scroll back, hold down Shift, middle mouse button to move it to the side like that, and just join her up with my mirror. I don't want to overlap too much. That's nice. And now, if I go to this side, now, what we might do with this one is we might be a bit rough, but I think we'll be okay. Let's just add a cylinder and do it by eye. I don't think there's any need for us to get all upset. But if I just pressed, oh, I haven't got screencast keys on, mate. Sorry about that. Screencast again. Why don't I ever remember that? Screencast. There's lots. What do I want? There she is. Always at the top. Now I've got my option down here, start screencast. Okay, so I press 7 on the number pad to get to top view, and I'm looking down from here. I think I'm going to put my cursor right there. Oh, wait on. No, I want to come around like this. I'll put my cursor on the end of the bar, because that's where I'm going to put my cylinder. I just think it's a nice place. Shift S, cursor to selected. And let's add another cylinder. Let's go cylinder. It's big, but it's already got the same settings as last time, so there's only 8 faces. Hold my mouse out here and press S and drag her in. Now she's not on the right angle, but we'll just get it to the right size by looking at it in relation to this other one. Yes, we want it just the same thickness. Where is it? About there? I think that's pretty good. Alright, let's rotate it 90 degrees around the x-axis. X-axis, 90 degree turn on the red. I'm going to type in 90 this time. As I'm turning, I'm going to go 90, puts it in down the bottom left-hand corner, and I press enter. And that's a perfect 90 turn as well. Could have held down control. At the moment, if I got it wrong and that didn't say 90, I'd be saying to myself, what's up? Or minus 90 if you're going back the other way. But 90 degrees is the ticket. Now I'm just going to rotate it by eye. I'm going to go about there. Let's see what that looks like. When I move out, I'm going to just move this one face here out, that one there, to see where I'm going. Now you notice all of a sudden, how's he going to move it out in the direction he wants up here when he's got arrows going in all sorts of directions? I'm going to go to top view, 7, and I'm going to put my mouse in the middle of the circle, just on that edge there, very accurately. Hold down and move it out like that. That avoids any up and down movement. I want it to be on the same level all the way through. Let's have a look at that looks like. I'm not all that happy with that at all. I'm not very happy with that. Look at that. Look at that bit there. Let's select that face, and I'm going to switch to normals here, mate, because the normals will give me an arrow going straight that way. So I'm going to change from global to normal. There, the arrow goes the other way, but that's alright. I can still use it. And I'm going to go to there. I'm pretty happy with that. I think they're too thick. I always go too thick. I don't know why I do that. What can I do to fix that? I got an idea. I'm going to put my mouse over one of them. I'm going to press L. I'm going to put my mouse over the other one. I'm going to press L. And now I'm just going to zoom back a bit, not too far. Hold my mouse out here and scale both of them. Something like that. Now I'm going to move them back into position. And about there. See, it's not too bad. See, it's too high. I need to go down. Move my little cursor. I don't like it when I move my cursor. I like my cursor to stay right where I put it. That is too far out. What about there? How's that look? That's not too bad. I haven't rotated it. It's still flat. It's still short, but we can extend out these ends. We're on normal, so that's good. Let's just go like that. And the other side. It's hard to get in when you focus somewhere else. A decimal point on the number pad. Bang, we're in there. We're rotating around the bit we want to work with. And we're on normals. I love that. Just connect her up. Alright, that's a bit smaller. I'm happy with that. If you scale yours, when you're doing yours, I bet you get to scale it straight away a lot smaller than I give an example of, which is handy for you. And I don't mind. Alright, next one's going to be nice and straight. So let's go out of normal, back to global, just because easier to work in global. Generally you work in global, but it's only sometimes when you're trying to move a face on an odd angle or something like that that you'd change to normal. And what should we do? I'm going to try just extrude this one out because I don't like the gap that we've left in the other ones. What happens when I go extrude? Let's go to tools. Let's go to extrude. Yeah, see if I extrude it like that, I'll just let it flick back, but I got to flick back to normal. All right, just don't do this just yet. Just let me experiment. And I do that. I get that kink. I don't like the kink. The kink is annoying, but maybe it's worthwhile. It's just that it seems to squeeze everything up so much. I don't like it. No, I'm going to go Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Z. There we go. All gone. All those faces are gone. It's just a normal face. And I'm going to go Shift S, and I'm going to go Cursor to Selected, and I'm going to add another cylinder. In Edit Mode, Create Cylinder. Ooh, she's big. All right, let's S to scale. Mouse out here. S to scale. And that's good. Change off normal. Don't want normal, want global if you're on normal. Now I've got to go a lot smaller. Let's go S to scale. About, what's that look like? Oh, decimal point. That's, it's a bit finicky. I think that's a bit too small. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees this way. Going to type in 90, enter. Going to there, see it's too small. I have to go S, move out. And perfect. Now I'm going to go back to, I'll stay with normal because I want it straight. Let's go like that. And we'll just extend that out there. Let's just extend that out. Get that over and done with. Till it hits its mirror. Where's its mirror? Shift and middle mouse button to connect them up. Alright, not too far. There we go. Good. We're happy. Next thing. What do we want to do next? Oh, that's right. We're going to put the... We might come back later and put little bars in there. You can imagine it's really simple to do. Really simple to do. If you take 5 seconds and you put your mouse there, got your cursor there, shift. What did I just do? I have no idea what I did. I'm going to put my mouse there, select one of those faces, shift S, cursor to selected, and add a cylinder and scale it way down. Scale, 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 scale. S to scale. S to scale. Rotate. X-axis I'll just change to rotate down there. X-axis. And let's connect. Let's zoom in on him. Decimal point on the number pad. Select that one and move it to the wall too high. Okay, we're going to hold my mouse over it, press L, move it down, not too far. That's pretty good. That's going to give us something to work with, and now let's just duplicate that. We've got the whole thing selected because we put our mouse over it, we pressed L, got nothing else selected around there, no other faces. Let's go Tools, Duplicate, move it out, right mouse button, snap it back into place, now move it out again just on the X-axis. Do another duplicate, move it out, right mouse button to let it go, snap it back, move it back this way. We might need to do a special one for there. Let's go, I'm going to go Shift D to duplicate this time. Can press the button, right click to snap it back to keep it on the same layer. I'm moving on the X. Now I'm going to move a bit on the Y out the back there, but now I'm going to come forward. So it's still on the same level. I haven't messed with the Z axis at all. Right mouse button, snap it back if you're feeling. I'm just going to just on that. Now I'm going to rotate it on the Z axis, which is blue. Just going to go around. How many degrees is that? That's 44, and that looks almost perfect. That could be a 45-degree angle. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. It doesn't look like it's even enough, though. I cannot see that being 45 for some reason. Maybe this is a lot thinner than that is. Yeah, it would be very interesting. I should work out how to use the protractor. Alright, we're going to move it back. Now I'm going to go top view because I don't want to get this blue arrow. I don't even want to see that. So I'm going to go 7. Now we've flipped over, but that's fine. Yeah, see, there's no way that that's going to be exactly 45. I'm just not buying it. Good. Okay, that's that bit. These things, although you think, oh gosh, so time consuming, but in our final product, it's going to add detail that it will look impressive. It's these little bits and pieces that exist in the world, and people look at a picture like this that you're making and they'll say, oh, you can notice that it's not real because you can't even see this. And if we had a pipe floating in mid-air, they'd go, oh, for heaven's sake, especially if it was animated and they got a good look at it. I've just selected a face on this one that we don't have the little bars on, and I'm going to go Shift S, cursor to selected, and I'm going to add another cylinder, create, tab, cylinder, really big, hold my mouse right out here, press S, move it in. I haven't done much with the scale thing here today. It's all just been big scales, all the axes. You can always stretch it out longer later. S to scale gets it done so much faster. I'm going to go right down on this one, just make sure. Rotate this 90 on that axis. Let's hold down Control as we go. This is a negative 90 because we're going back the other way, but that's the way we want it. Decimal point to zoom in so that I can just move around this. Now, I haven't gone far enough, I think. We're going to S to scale, mouse out here, S to scale it some more. Just move it down a little bit so it's not poking up the top. That's pretty good. Let's select that face. We're on global, so all our arrows go the right way. See, I need to, it's still poking out the top there. I don't like that. I'm going to press L, mouse over the object that I'm going to select all its connected parts. This isn't connected, so I won't select that. That isn't connected. Move that down a little bit. Alright, no one's going to notice anything there. And now we just do our duplicate again. Let's go Shift D, move it out to the right, and middle mouse button, snap it back. Now take that bit. I'm just going Shift D, move it out, snap it back, and go about there. And Shift D, and snap it back with the right mouse button. And just by eye, that looks pretty good. Shift D, move it out there, snap it back. That right mouse button snap back is very, very handy so that you can just keep everything online. And it's going to come in handy for our next bit because we're going to head over and grab our little bars that we're going to put around this side here. Now, the object that we want is actually our cap. And we could take the part of the fence that we use, but the fence has got an array modifier on it. And that means that when we duplicate it, we would get all sorts of messy stuff. So let's jump over to a different layer. We're going to go Object Mode so we can see our layers. And that's where we put the cap, over in our junk pile. I call it the junk pile, but we need it all. It's important. We just won't see it in our final render, except if you're looking at the end of the fence, which it's going to replicate because we put it in our array modifier. So I'm going to click on that one there, and there she is. That's the cap. Okay. Now, first of all, we have to, let's duplicate it. Going to select it, and I'm going to go duplicate, tools, duplicate, and it's going to move it off to the right and snap it back just because I can. And now I'm going to move it on that x-axis there. Now I'm going to move one of these over to our layer that we're working on. That's the first layer because that's where we're going to do it. But first I think we might get rid of this pylon. I don't think we need that bit. So let's go into edit mode. Let's go into edit mode. And what you'll notice in here is we made this as two parts. So this is a separate part and that's a separate part. And luckily for us, we don't want this bit. So we are going to right click on one of them, press L and X delete. Delete. Our vertices can go. Good. It's still got our cap, haven't affected it. What I'm noticing though is our origin, yellow dot there is sitting down low, and we want to have the origin as close to the object as possible. So actually it won't make any difference because we're going to put this is going to become a part of the other object, and that means that it won't even use that origin. So let's not worry about that for the moment. Let's go back into object mode so we can move it to a new layer. Object mode, and we've got it selected, and ways we can move it, we can go object, move to layer, or press M for move. So let's go M for move and put it on our first layer where we're working. And when we move our mouse away, now it's back, and let's go to that first layer and have a look at what's going on. Alright, our bar is very big, which goes to show we are going to have to do some serious work about scaling these objects up, but that will be very fast. You just select a lot of it and S to scale, and it'll go very, very quickly. But what we want to do with this is we want to join it to our other object. And that means, well, first of all, let's scale it down. Let's get it reasonable. Let's go S to scale and bring it right down to roughly the size. It's still too big, and let's move it up a bit here. S to scale. All right, that's roughly the size of what we want it. We're going to make it a bit smaller, but yeah, we'll work with that one. Have a look at this one. This is our picture over here, and what are we after? We're after this sort of, if that's the height of that, then this is roughly just under 2 times that, I think, if you sort of look at an estimate. So we'll have a look at our little fence, and we'll have a look at the length that we give this thing. It'll be all right. Okay. I'm going to, okay, we got it selected. Now we want to hold down Shift and select the second object. And you'll know you've done it right when the original object has a bit of a red glow to it and the main object is all orange. That's our main activated object. So we have to join it, and we have a button that says join. Control J is our shortcut, but given that you very rarely do it, or you only do it a couple of times, maybe every thing, let's go click to join. And there she is. She's mirrored. Just going to move her. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. It's mirrored there. Let's go into edit mode so we can start working with it inside our new object. Edit mode. Going to hold my mouse over it, and I'm going to press L. Select it all. Oh, wait on. I've still got some. Look at that. That's selected down there. Now, if I had moved this, crazy stuff starts to happen. So I need to deselect everything, or just select one of its faces. See, that's now deselected. I selected one face because L adds to our selection. So it always adds. If you've got something selected and you press L and you move it and you go, oh, I should never have done it, I should have, or you can deselect everything. A for all deselected, all selected. But that gets everything. We don't want that. We want A, deselect everything, hold my mouse over it, L. Alright, let's move it back this way, and we'll scale it in a bit. S to scale, move it down, so it's somewhere around our wall. I'm not even close to the wall, look at that. I'm going to go in there. That's too small, isn't it? That's only about the size of our thing. I'm going to S to scale her up, and just put it inside the wall there, and there. I think it needs to be longer, but I don't want it to be wider. So I'm going to go with our actual scale tool, and I'm going to go Z-axis, blue, make it longer and to be a bit thinner, because in our picture they are a bit thinner. And now I'm going to move it up, so it's just going to be embedded in the concrete. Like that. Let's roll it over because it hangs over the side. Alright, now we're going to have to move it over to the side again. About there. That's not too bad. Come back this way. So I've got an even gap. About that. That's the distance I'm going to have my gap. So now, as you guessed it, quickest way, let's duplicate. Hit duplicate in our tools panel. Move it across. I'm going to go Shift Z, and that should be it. I'm going to go duplicate from the scratch. Duplicate, move it across, right mouse button, let it snap back, and then move it across with the X. On the Y. And one at the same gap. That looks good. And I'm going to go Shift D this time instead of pressing the button, duplicate, and move it, let it snap back, move it a little bit more. Now, does it have one on the corner part here? Let's have a look at our picture. It does not. It's got one here, one just inside there, and it's got one here, and one just there. So that's handy. That means we can just do 90-degree turns. I'm loving that idea. Alright, let's go Shift D and let it snap back. Go to rotate on the Z-axis, blue. Rotate it. I want exactly 90, so I'm going to hold down Control, and there it is, 90. Could type it in. So release that there. I got my 90. If it doesn't say 90, I change it to 90. And then let's move her into position, because we only need to do this one. Everything is mirrored. Ta-da! Loving it. Excellent. Good. Fantastic. And now the piece de resistance is we are going to use our rail here for our rails around here. So let's get in there and duplicate that. We'll scale it in and roll with everything very quickly. Alright, because we are, oh look at that, 1.5 minutes till half an hour. That means I'm going to do this in 1.5 minutes. Alright, select one face, nothing else selected. Mouse over the bar, press L. Go to this one, press L. Go to this one, press L. Going to duplicate. Hit the button for duplicate. Duplicate, move it up, snap back, right mouse button. Move it up again. Let's scale it in. But what are we going to do? Okay, here's the thing. I want an even scale. And if I try and scale it evenly at the moment, this is where I'm working from. Now this is a big deal, and I should have thought about this before I started, but this is the deal. We can scale this quite differently. Okay, first of all, we could go S to scale, and actually, no, this is pretty straightforward. Let's do that. S to scale, make it a little smaller, and move it into position. Just on that side there, and there's our problem. Our problem is that this one's on that side, this one's on the right side, because the scale was uneven. It scales from here it would have been best to scale from here for reasons like that's sort of a center point. That's the origin. You can change that with this option. If I went, what am I on? I'm median point, individual origins. No, that's the same. I'll just go with that. I'm just going to go with that because I can fix this up. Let's right click that one, press L, select just that one, and L on that one, and move it to, let's move it in there, and we'll take that little face there. I've got to zoom in on that. I need to select that face. So much for my 1.5 minutes. I'm now half a minute over. Select that face, move it in there. Alright, okay, now I'm happy. That's one bar. Yeah, it's pretty good. Next one. For this one, in fact, I think we will just start going up. Let's go L on that bar, L on that bar. Oh, I hope I didn't get the wrong thing there. L on that bar and L on that bar. Shift D or press duplicate. Right mouse button, snap back, move it up, and move it in that way. I really wasn't thinking the first time I did this. Look at that. That just popped straight in. And we'll go a bit further. We'll have it outside the bar. And alright. Next one. Yeah, it's working out nicely. It actually crosses over too much here. You can see that our bar goes past the mirror mark, but we can just move those in later. We'll just move them in later, it'll be fine. It's just a messy sort of thing. Okay, duplicate, we'll hit the button, move it up, right mouse button, snap it back, move it up. We'll probably put more of these in, but we might just go with these wraparound ones and try something else later. You can always add to these scenes. That's the best thing about it. If you're not happy, you might come back in a week or 2 weeks and go, I wish that I had done that just a little bit differently. Now look at that one. That one is sitting right out there, Connor. That is very, very messy. I'm going to solve that problem by moving this whole bar this way. So I'm going to select one face on it, press L, and just go over to there. Alright, now I feel better about it. And it looks wrapped around. That's a wraparound. Just have to extend out a couple of faces on this end because they're not long enough here. So, right on that one, right mouse button select, slide it till it meets. Now this one is interesting because, oh no, there it is. We just got to come from the inside. If you can't see it, press Z or change to wireframe down here. It's Z for wireframe, right here, wireframe. And you can zoom right in. I'm going to select that face and I'm going to press. You look in there and it gets very complex now. We've got some serious modeling going on. Yeah, having a look at from that view it becomes quite awesome when you see how complex your models can get. Just going to move that out till it hits. There it is. I'll go back to solid. It's annoying really, isn't it? Solid, we can see what we're working with. And there's the other one hiding in there. Give me your face. Where's your face? Got a shift and middle mouse button slide along. There we go. And there she is. Okay. Bars wrapped around. Might add some more later, but I think that's pretty nice. Good. I'm going to call it this one. I so wanted to have this bit here done. I think we did all right. All right, 4 minutes over time. I'll continue on soon. When am I going to do that? I don't know. I might just wander around the house for a bit and go and do another one. All right, I'll catch up, Connor.